Somebody help me out with this first. What do I do here? Okay, so how do I do that? Okay, so let's move this 8 over here first. So I'm going to subtract this 8. And so now I have this negative 3b equals negative 4b minus 6. All right. Then what do I do now? Add the 4b. Okay. So this is going to move all the b's to one side. And so negative 3b plus 4b is 1b, or just b, and that equals negative 6. All right. Then what do I do here first? Okay, so let's subtract this 7. Again, you can do this a number of different ways. So there's not necessarily a right way and a wrong way per se in the order that you do them. So I have negative 16 plus 7p equals, what do I do with this? Distribute. So negative 4 times negative p is positive 4p. Negative 4 times positive 4 is negative 16. Okay. Now you could have distributed this first and then combined like terms, but we went ahead and subtracted the 7 first, and that'll work out fine for us. So what now? Okay, so let's add the 16. So let's just go ahead and move this 16 over. So plus 16, plus 16, and that gives me 7p equals 4p. What now? Well, same thing. We're still going to go ahead and move the p's to one side. So subtract the 4p. And so 7p minus 4p is 3p equals, when 4p minus 4p is 0. And when I divide this 3 to both sides, p will equal 0. Okay? Like I said, some of you might have gone ahead and distributed this first, but in the end, your answer still should come out with 0. Alright? So quickly we'll run through this, combine the like terms. 5 minus 8 is negative 3. We can bring this in down. It's negative 3n minus 3. We'll move this 3 in over, so we'll add the 3 in to both sides. And so we have 4n minus 3 equals negative 3. Add the 3, and again we have 4n equals 0. And we divide the 4, and it's going to equal 0. All right, so let's move to the next type of multi-step or variables on both sides. Okay, so you guys go ahead and try to do this first on your own first, and then we'll work through that and see how we fare out. All right, so let's start first by distributing this 4. So 4n plus 12 minus 6n. Distribute the 6. 6n minus 12. So 4n minus 6n gives me negative 2n after I combine those like terms. And I have this positive 12 here. And that's going to equal the 6n minus 12. So we like operating with the variables on the left side. So let's just kind of continue with that as much as we can. So we have negative 8n. Still have this positive 12. And that equals negative 12. We're getting a lot of zeros out of this, guys. Actually, no, I'm not. So minus 12 gives me negative 8n equals negative 24. When I divide the negative 8 to both sides, n equals 3. Okay. We'll do the next one real quick. We'll distribute the 6. So I have 36a minus 6 minus 4 equals 30a plus 18 minus 8a. Again, applying simple concepts in more complicated situations. So 36a minus 10 equals 22a plus 18. We'll subtract this from both sides. This gives me 14a, add the 10 to both sides, 28a2. Now, of course, we'll have a recording on this in the PDF on the notes. But let's try some fractions. You knew they were coming, okay? Just do the first one. Mostly at this point, it's a matter of being able to work with the fraction speeds. So of course, this is 3 over 1. When I multiply fractions, I don't have to have common denominators. So 3 times, so I'm going to distribute 3 over 1 to both of these fractions. So 3 times 3, 9. 1 times 2, 2. 3 times 3, sorry. 6. 1 times 3, 3. Even though that can be reduced, I'm going to leave it in a fraction form for the time being. Because once I do start adding and subtracting fractions, I'm going to have common denominators. And I can already see that because I've got different denominators, I'm going to have to go ahead and work on that. So, let's just go ahead and get a common denominator for all of this. What's the smallest number that 2, 3, and 4 can go into? 12. Okay? So I know that I'm going to have a common denominator of 12. So I'll multiply the top and the bottom here by 6. So that gives me 54 over 12b. Top and the bottom here by 4 gives me 24 over 12. Top and the bottom here by 3, so negative 33 over 12. Top and the bottom here by 4, 16 over 12. All right, so we're going to subtract this 16 over 12b. And we get 38 over 12b. Let's subtract this 24 over 12. And that's going to equal negative 57 over 12. How do I divide by a fraction again? Yeah, multiply the reciprocal. Okay, so the reciprocal of 38 over 12 is 12 over 38. We will do that to both sides. Is that what your answer was? All right, okay. So these cancel, and b equals, b is going to equal, these 12s cancel, and we have negative 57 over 38. That's my answer. What did you have? Close. What I want to look at here, you don't have to do the whole problem in class, okay? Just know that you're going to have to see these problems. But what is the first step I'm going to do in solving this kind of a problem right here? Distribute what? Yeah, I'm going to distribute that negative right here. Okay? And then I'll go ahead and combine my like terms and do everything that we did down here. Okay? All right, so again, homework. All this is just solving equations where I have variables on both sides. I'm going to move them all to one side. But the other part is to make sure that